What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range again with this crazy winter weather. It's supposed to be close to 60 degrees today, but I sure ain't gonna complain because I got a few jelly tests I want to get done today, and I'm gonna start it out with some good old 9mm. So as you can see, we got the jelly contraption set up with the chrono and 2 brand new blocks of gel. Not a single test has been done in any of these. They haven't been remelted at all either, so unfortunately there's a little bit of waviness going on, but it's still pretty much crystal clear. And as I've been doing lately, I'm going to use the heavy clothing barrier with the layer of denim, layer of fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt material. Now, like I said, we're going to check out a couple different 9mm here, and they're from the same family. As you can see, both of them Winchester. We got the Winchester Ranger T-Series in 127 grain plus P+, so got you around here, nice nickel-plated cartridge. And we're going to put that one up against the Winchester Elite Defender. Now, this one's 124 grain plus P. Very similar cartridge there, as you can see, nickel-plated. As a matter of fact, these would be incredibly easy to get mixed up if they weren't marked on the head stamp, because I don't know how well you're going to be able to see. These things look nearly identical, very, very, very close to the same design on those projectiles. But on the base there, on the head stamp, like I say, the Ranger actually says WMA plus P+. The Winchester Defender says Winchester Luger plus P. Now, as far as the box ballistics on these, the T-Series is saying 1250 at the muzzle. The Defender's saying 1200 at the muzzle, so very similar, but I doubt we're going to see that on either one of them just because of what we're using to test it with. And speaking of what we're using, I'm going to test these out of my Sig P365 with the 3-inch barrel. But this should be really interesting. Like I said, in the past, when I've tested these separate from each other, they've performed really similar, but I hadn't actually tested either one of these specific rounds through cloth, so it should be very interesting to see what they do. So let me get this set up and let's check them out. All right, let's check out the speeds and see what these things are actually moving from this 3-inch barrel. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each. We're gonna start with the Defenders first. Remember, the box was saying 1200, so very curious to see how close we actually get to that. 1155, 1144, 1166, 1160, and 1124. So that last one was a little low, but the rest of them was right around each other. Let's go check that average. All right, so our 5-round average on those Defenders is 1149 feet per second, so not too far off from that 1200 on the box, even with this 3-inch barrel. So let me get this reset and let's check out them T-Series. All right, let's see what these T-Series will do. 5 rounds of these also. Whoo, that's a lot louder, I can tell you that. 1179. 1202, 1220, 1211, and 1192. That stuff right there is a whole lot louder. Now, as far as recoil, it's probably about the same, maybe a little bit more, but out of these little 9s, it's hard to really tell for me. They all feel about the same, but let's go down there and check that average. All right, so the 5-round average on those Ranger T-Series is 1200 feet per second, and that's very interesting because that's about what we should have seen based on the box velocities. The box velocities were showing about 50 feet per second difference between them, and that's what we're going to see here, because if you remember on those Defenders, it was 1149, so we've got exactly 51 feet per second difference between them. 50 feet per second is what the boxes were showing, although both of these are about 50 feet per second less than what's on the box from this 3-inch barrel. So looking really good so far, but let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's birds of a feather jelly time. We're gonna put one of each round into the gel, starting with these Defenders first. See if we can break this brand new gel in right, y'all. All right, that should have been a nice hit. Let me go down there and check that out. All right, that was a good hit down there, but that sure ain't what I would call good performance out of an expanding round for sure. Let's see what these T-Series will do. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not feeling too good about these T-Series now after that. These, this projectile design just don't seem to like cloth. Well, let's see what it'll do, y'all. All right, I went up above that, but just barely. Let me make sure it stayed out of it. All right, y'all, pretty much the same story there, unfortunately. It did just as bad. Matter of fact, it cleared both blocks of gel, so I'm actually gonna send another one down there just so I can see if I can catch it and we can look at it. I'm sure it's gonna be clogged up because you can just tell that these projectiles being so similar, this design does not like cloth, not this heavy cloth at least. But let's see if I can get this one a little bit higher and catch it in them towels I got back there. All right, I think that went, I don't know. I think it went next to that other one. Let's see if we caught that thing. All right, y'all, let's check this out. I didn't need them towels down there at the end to catch that second T-Series after all. It decided not to be quite as adventurous as that first one, and we end up catching it down here. You can see still no expansion at all out of it. So the one on the bottom there, that's your Defender. As you can see, it comes in. I'll give you a closer look so you can see really good. Comes in here, you can tell it does not expand immediately, and all this disruption right here, I'm guessing is going to be tumbling at least once, probably just once by what it looks like. But anyway, carries it on in here, carrying cloth with it. I'm imagining that's what dumped out of the cavity after it turned around backwards into the second block and stops in this second block. Looks like a couple of inches, is sitting there backwards and no kind of expansion on it, which is really odd because after it looks like where it tumbled here, it shed a little bit of a little piece of lead and a little piece of jacket, it looks like right there. But anyway, then we got the two T-Series up here at the top. Now one's right in front of the other. They're both separate, so I'll give you all a different angle where you can see both of them. But the first one is right behind this one that you can see really good. It's basically nothing but a straight little pencil type disruption all the way through this first block, all the way through the second one, and out the end of the second block. Just a little small straight line all the way. So that tells me it plain old clogged up, did not tumble that time, and just kept on trucking. Because the second one's a little bit different story. It's sitting in the front here. Now when it comes in, same story there for a while, but then you get this disruption here, and again it tumbled right there. There's no doubt about that. It tumbled there, kept on trucking, carrying some material and cloth with it into the second block, as you can see, and stops right here, probably a little over halfway through that second block, and no kind of expansion on that at all either. So as far as our penetration, that Defender is down here at 18.5 inches. The first T-Series, like I said, obviously went through 32 inches. Who knows how much more it would have went through. And then the second T-Series stopped out here exactly 25 inches. So just over penetration on both the T-Series without a doubt. The only reason the Defender didn't is because it tumbled around backwards and stopped short. Since this gel's so nice and clear, I'll give y'all a little up close footage, even though you probably didn't need it. So as you can see on the bottom, that's that Defender. You can see what I mean. It shed a little bit of material here, kept on trucking. There you can see it dumped all that material after it was turned around backwards, all that cloth, and then sitting right there, you can see no kind of expansion at all and sitting backwards. And then from above here, that one, not the very bottom, obviously that's the Defender, but that next one right there, that's the first T-Series. As you can see, comes on through here, keeps on trucking, crosses over the bottom there. Of course, it was first, and now it's still the top, trucking along, keeping on trucking, out the end right there, boom, down there at the bottom, came out the end. And then the second T-Series is the one on the very top there. As you can see, it started out really skinny and then did a tumble right there. I'm about 99% positive. Keeps on trucking, goes across here, and you can see it sitting right there, no expansion at all. All right, y'all, let's check out these projectiles. Nothing real exciting to see here at all, and it's really disappointing, especially these T-Series. It's really disappointing that these 127 grainers even didn't open up in the 3-inch barrel. Y'all know I just tested these in 147. They did great from my 4 1/4, 4.5 inch barrel P80, but the 147s didn't do good at all in the 3-inch either. And here again, the 127s didn't either. So these Ranger T-Series, now granted, yes, they are formulated for a duty size barrel, but obviously they are, because these things do not like those short barrels through cloth. Now that being said, this Defender didn't do any better. Granted, it peeled off this one pedal and actually lost one, but that I would be willing to bet is only because it was after it turned around backwards and dumped some of the cloth that had clogged it, and then it tried to open, but it still wasn't enough. So the design of these projectiles, from what I can tell and what I would say, is they just do not like cloth from a short barrel. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up right there for what I think was a pretty disappointing 9mm test. I actually expected both of these rounds to perform really well. Even after seeing the chrono, they had some really good speeds for the weight. This just come down to nothing besides just the design of this projectile. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's no other reason for these things not to perform and not to expand besides that projectile design just cannot handle this heavy clothing. But y'all, let me know what you think about the results that you saw out here. Did some of y'all out there carry one of these rounds? If you do, what barrel lengths do you carry it in? After seeing what you saw here today, is that going to change your mind from what you're doing? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy the video, take a second to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell notification icon so you can get notified when I upload new stuff. Take a second and check out my affiliate links in the video description. If you shop through Amazon, hit up my storefront link first. You'll go straight through Amazon like normal from there. It don't cost you any extra money, and anything you buy anywhere on Amazon, after that, I get a kickback from them towards the channel. Same deal goes for those axle links down there. If you're in the market for some really nice ear pro, hit those axle links up and you can save a pile of money instead of going straight to their site. As always, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel. I've got tons of good stuff on the way as usual, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.